Joker is known as being one of the most famous supervillains in the world of comics, and although he is usually seen as vile and repulsive, even he has been known to possess a kind of dark charm from time to time. The Clown Prince of Crime did, after all, manage to end up with one of the hottest ladies in comics, Harley Quinn, and even found a new partner in the silent yet deadly serial killer known as Punchline. So, what makes this character so attractive to these ladies? Goodness knows, really, but today we are going to try, at least, to answer that question as we count down the top 10 hottest Joker alternate versions. Maybe exploring some of these alternate versions will help us to figure it out together. And be sure to stick around to the end of this list where I will have some bonus content coming your way. Alright, let's get counting. Number 10, Jared Leto. While Jared Leto's version of the Joker in Suicide Squad may not have been the most well-received, the fact remains that Jared Leto is widely regarded to be a pretty attractive man. His version of the Joker came off as being a very manic millennial gangster and was, for most, a little too manic. But Leto's Joker should get some bonus points for giving us a very tattooed-up version of this villain. At the very least, to most, tattoos are considered pretty sexy, and fans of Jared Leto likely still can't see him as anything but the lovable, somewhat of a jerk, illiterate teen heartthrob that was Jordan Catalano. Jordan Catalano, although pretty terrible, was pretty baby. Number 9, Jokester. This version of Joker comes to us from Earth 3. He is actually a good guy, which is part of what adds to his appeal. This version of the Joker was known by the name Jackie. He was an underdog and struggling comedian who stood up to the corrupt vigilante Owlman. Taking a stand against Owlman, who Jackie actually knew to be a murderer, he made him the target of the jokes in his comedy act. The police and people of Gotham saw Jackie as a sort of hero for standing up to Owlman, but his heroism came at a cost. Owlman got revenge by giving Jackie a Glasgow smile and killing his manager Harley Quinn. This drove Jackie insane, making him only have eyes for destroying Owlman and his sidekick Talon. Number 8, DC Bombshells. In the world of DC Bombshells, Joker is often referred to by Harley as Mr. J. Mr. J was Harley's ex-lover who Harley left after she felt he was changing for the worse due to alcoholism and an obsession with potions. For this, however, the two were very happy together, surviving the Great Depression through becoming thieves. Sort of a Bonnie and Clyde type vibe. They took from the rich and even sometimes helped out others with the wealth that they stole. And it's for this less harmful and more originally lovable side of this alternate that we can consider him somewhat hot. Number 7, Heath Ledger. Heath's take on the Joker was not only one of the best cinematic interpretations, but was also one of the hottest. While the brilliant makeup Ledger wore made him look more rough, whose look was created by the makeup artist genius that is John Caglione Jr., the fact remains that under the makeup was Heath Ledger's gorgeous face. But Ledger's reputation as a charming, gorgeous man aside, there was something super sexy about the motives of this version of the Joker, the character itself. Joker saw himself as less of a villain and more of an agent of chaos. And while as human beings we generally prefer for our surroundings to be stable, reliable, and somewhat static, it is for that same reason that the idea of anarchy and chaos often draws us in. There was something beautiful, if not deranged, about the way Ledger and Nolan's Joker perceived the world and his role in it. Number 6, All-Star Joker. The Joker of Earth 31 from All-Star Batman and Robin and The Dark Knight Returns is just super jacked. What's even crazier is later on in his story when we see him, this version of the Joker is meant to be in his 50s, and yet he still looks super ripped. This version of the Joker also has a giant dragon tattoo on his back that extends onto his bicep. What can I say? I'm a sucker for some nice tattoos. And while this Joker is still positively insane, although he might have you believe otherwise, and evil, he still somehow manages to appear to be in great shape physically. Number 5, White Knight. In the White Knight reality, it ends up being Joker who becomes the hero. After being cured of his insanity, he decides Batman has gone too far, is also deranged, and needs to be stopped. This version of the Joker immediately returns to his Harley to make up for years of abuse and finally be the stand-up guy that she deserved the whole time, only to find out she isn't even really Harley Quinn, but an imposter. His abuse had driven the real Harley Quinn away years ago, but the real Harley does return to him, and together the two try to fix their relationship, transforming it into a healthier one. Harley agrees to help Jack Napier, the former Joker, and Jack resists his darker thoughts, keeping them at bay with medication and Harley's support. There is something both sweet and endearing about seeing this journey where Jack works to get better and actually become a hero of sorts that draws you in. Number 4, HARLEEN. I can't say this enough. If you have not read this book, you really need to read it. It really is a great dive into how Harley got pulled in by the dark and twisted villain that is the Joker, by this obsession with fixing him and then just kind of accepting him for the truly broken person and vile criminal that he is. The attraction to Joker in this book is how he's drawn. He's definitely more handsome than usual, but psychologically, it's all about that draw to the dark, broken side of people and of ourselves, and the rush of adrenaline we feel both when we are falling in love, but also when we are in danger, and how being addicted to that rush can actually blur the lines between those two very different experiences. The Joker is still evil here, he's still a bad guy, but you can see why Dr. Harleen Quinzel falls for him. It's still very alarming, but it's also kind of hot. Number 3. Jokers. On Earth 9, the Joker persona was actually shared by 3 women: Mary Marvel, Lori Lamaris, and Christy Xanadu, Earth 9's Madame Xanadu. On this Earth, the Jokers were an anachronistic vigilante group operating under one name and identity, the Joker. They were part of a group who tried to take down Superman after he had become the most powerful superhero on Earth and had outlawed all other vigilantes. Unfortunately, Superman caught Mary Marvel and managed to use her mind to discover the other identities of the Joker. All 3 of these ladies are attractive, powerful women, and the fact that their Joker was an anachronistic hero just adds to their appeal. Earth 9 is the alternate universe belonging to the DC imprint Tangent Comics. Number 2, Bianca Steeplechase. This version of the Joker comes to us from the Thrill Killer series, the alternate Earth 37. In this reality, Joker is a woman and a criminal known as Bianca Steeplechase. While still being quite evil, this version of the Joker seems to be much kinder to her Harley Quinn, has striking green eyes that are much more alluring than the main continuity's green peepers, and loves to wear low-cut or dramatically unbuttoned shirts. Once you see this version of the Joker, you'll never look at the main continuity one the same way again. Number 1, Gotham. In Gotham, we have 2 Jokers, twin brothers known as Jeremiah and Jerome Velasca. Originally, it seemed that the deranged and evil brother Jerome was set up to become the Joker in the show. Jeremiah had escaped his brother and run off to the circus, changing his name to hide from him. He claimed that Jeremiah had tortured and tormented him when they were both children, but in the end, it was revealed that this may have been less than true. After his brother's death, Jeremiah was exposed to laughing venom that unleashed his own inner madness, and allowed him to begin his own transformation into the Joker. Since then, Jeremiah has been exposed to that famous vat of Ace chemicals, which left him severely disfigured and scarred. But prior to this change in his appearance, both he and his identical brother were fairly handsome, and originally appeared to be the most attractive live-action depiction of the Joker we've seen yet. Both characters are of course played by the same actor on Gotham, the talented Cameron Monaghan. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. Who are some of your favorite Joker alternates? What is your favorite Batman story outside of the main continuity? Which Batman villains do you think are the hottest? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos. Top 10 Hottest Alternate Female Superheroes Part 3. Black Phoenix comments, Amanda looks just like the Imagine Universe Catwoman here. Oh, thank you. I actually love that version of Catwoman's outfit. LR Diaz ponders, I wonder if DC had a swimsuit special. I'd love to see that. DC did not, alas, but they did have a page that kind of looks like it could be part of one in Justice League of Amazons. And DC has usually had more adult content in general in comparison to Marvel. I mean, DC's Black Label did originally give us a panel of a completely nude Batman, though of course they've reined in that adult content a bit since. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to comment below for a chance to have your thoughts featured in a future video. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you, as always, to stay nerdy, YouTube.